Good evening, everybody. In today's lesson, we are going to start together another grammar point which is entitled as the modal verbs. Today, we are going to differentiate between must, have to, should, and might. First of all, let's start with the form. In order to show the form of must, we start with the subject plus must plus the verb infinitive. Infinitive means the base form of the verb. We use must in order to show the necessity or an obligation, but it comes from your own feelings. Let's take an example. When I say, you must wake up early, but in order to change it into negative, we use subject plus mustn't plus the verb infinitive. What is the difference between must and mustn't? Must is used to show the obligation or necessity, but mustn't, it means what? Something is forbidden, it's against the law, or not allowed. So all these expressions equal what? The word mustn't. Look at this example. You mustn't park here. It means it's not allowed to park here. It means it's against the law to park here. So if you park here, the traffic police officer will fine you or will make you pay a fine. In order to make a question, we use must plus the subject plus the verb infinitive. So we apply the scissors rule. We start with must first, and then we use the subject, and then we use the verb infinitive or the base form of the verb. Look at this question. Must he take a passport to the airport? So the answer is yes or no. Second, let's start with have to. We use the subject plus have to or has to plus the verb infinitive. Have to, of course, is used with plural subject, and has to is used with singular subject. They are used for necessity or an obligation, but it comes from the authority of the law, authority of the rules. In order to change them to negative, we have to get the auxiliary verb don't or doesn't plus have to. Even if the subject is singular, we change it to have to. After don't or doesn't, after don't or doesn't, we have to use what? Have to in the simple form plus infinitive. Both don't and doesn't have to means what? Needn't. You don't have to wake up early. Why? It's a Friday, so you needn't wake up early. In order to change it into negative, we apply also the scissors rule, starting with do or does plus subject plus have to plus the verb infinitive. Look at this question. Does he have to wear a uniform at school? Of course, the answer is yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. Number 3, let's start with the word should. Of course, should is used for giving advice. What do you mean by advice? It's optional for you to follow my advice or not. We use the subject plus should plus the verb infinitive. Should here is used for giving advice. So in order to change it into negative, we use subject plus shouldn't plus the verb infinitive. Shouldn't means what? You had better not. You shouldn't drink lots of soda. We all know that fizzy drinks or soda are bad for our health. So we shouldn't drink them. When I say you shouldn't drink lots of soda, it means you had better not drink soda. In order to make question, we apply the scissors rule, making should plus subject plus the verb infinitive. Should I study for the exam? Of course, the answer would be yes, you should. Finally, in order to use might, we start with subject plus might plus the verb infinitive. Might is used to show possibility or probability, but this probability is a weak probability or a low probability in the present. Look at this. Subject plus might not plus infinitive is used to show the negative. Might not means not probably. When I say he might not come to the party, why? He is sick. So there is a low probability that he will come to the party because he is sick. In order to make a question, might, we start with might at the beginning, plus subject plus the verb infinitive. Look at this question. Might it rain today? Of course, the answer would be yes, it might, or no, it might not. Thanks for listening, and be waiting for the next video. Please don't forget to make share, like, and subscription. Thank you very much.